Everybody, welcome back to part 9 of the Pet Adoption app. In this part, we're going to actually work on notifications. So notifications is going to be a really important task because obviously, as you can see here, I got my server running and I'm going to try to log in. So I've changed my username to Samantha. And if I actually log out right now, look what's going to happen. If I log out, it's going to say signed out successfully. This here, guys, is a value. It's a notification value that belongs to Flash, okay? It belongs to Flash. And well, it belongs to Devise, actually. It belongs to Devise. Devise is a gem that we're using so we can authenticate, so we can log in, log out, create an account with an email. So signed out successfully is a value that belongs to Devise, okay? And it's actually a value. So if it's a value, that means there's a key. There's always a key value pair. So if I was to log in right now, I'm going to log in as Samantha. Samantha@gmail.com, and I'm going to type in something like my password, which is Mike123, and I'm going to log in. It's going to give me another value, and this value here that you see signed in successfully is a notice. Okay, signed in successfully, guys, is a notice key. It's a key called notice, and then the signed in successfully is a value. Okay, now if I was to do something like log out, right, and I go to users edit. Like if I was to type in, /users edit, I think it probably won't work, but it will take me back. So you need to sign in before continuing. This is an alert, okay? This is an alert, okay? So, and that's why if you come back to Visual Studio and you click on app, application, views, layouts, application.html.erb, you're going to notice those two. You're going to notice and alert. This belongs to Devise. That's when we installed Devise, we added this. So let us make this look beautiful. We can use a JavaScript library called Nadi. So I want you to open another window and type in Nadi and then hit it. Nadi and hit enter. Now, if you click on this, it's called ned.im, and you see this notification here in the top right corner? That's what it is. It's notifications. So we have to install notifications. So show me notification. There you go. Show another one there. See, these are all notifications that when you sign in, hey, sign in successfully, or couldn't log in, or this and that. So let's come back to installation here and let's install Nadi. And we're going to install Nadi with you see here it's saying like you have to link the style sheets and the JavaScript, of course, because if you don't install the JavaScript and the style sheets, it's just not going to work. You need styles, right? Gosh, I wish I could just always hide this, but I don't know how. So npm, we're going to use yarn. Yarn is awesome. Yarn add Nadi. Copy that. Okay, come back to Visual Studio Code, stop the server, Control-C, and I want you to paste it in. Yarn add Nadi. Now, when you do that, that's going to add it for you. It's going to add it for you, and you can tell from the package.json file. You can literally scroll down here, click on package.json, and you should notice once this is complete, there you go. So Nadi is added. Now it says 3.2.0-beta. Guys, always be careful of beta. I think it's going to be fine because it's just Nadi. It's just a notification library. So, but normally I don't like to use beta. I usually like stable version. So it would be like, yarn add Nadi version number, but this is fine, okay? So we know it's there. And we also know that it's inside the node modules. It's inside the node modules. So if you were to find node_modules, same with the Bootstrap. Bootstrap is there too, okay? Bootstrap is there too. So if you go with alphabetical order and you find Bootstrap or node or Nadi, OPQRS, Bootstrap, there you go. There is your Bootstrap. Okay, and where is Nadi? Nadi is all the way down, HIJKLM, and Nadi. So Nadi is right here. Look, this is Nadi in all the library. There's a library here. There's the themes, the Noti.css. Okay, so just remember that. Keep that in mind. Okay, I'm gonna make this. Smaller. So let's come back here and see what else we need to do. Here it's saying, look, we don't need this composer thing, but here it's saying that we need to import Nadi.scss, and here we need to import a theme, right? We have to import a theme because if you click on options, types and layouts, and open link in a new tab, so we'll have two tabs side by side. You'll notice that there is, it tells you, look, it tells you here, look, this is what you need to do in order to create a notification. Okay, that's what you need to do. So we have to add that. Okay, and here it tells you the success. Remember, Nadi doesn't use notice. Okay, Nadi uses success. So if you sign in successfully, you can have a success message. Okay, you can have a success message. And I think if you click on themes here, yeah, so you can have different types of themes. So if it's a success message, it's going to be, if you're using the sunset theme, it's going to look like this. If it's going to be an alert, or I guess Nadi uses error, okay, Nadi uses error, it would be like that. It would be red like that, or pinkish red. If you use Metroi, or if you use Nest, or Sameti Sui, or any of these, for instance, they're different themes. So let's come back to installation and look. We are gonna grab those two. Okay, I want you to grab those two, copy that, and come to Visual Studio Code. And of course, we have to add, hang on a second. Now this is for the SCSS. SCSS, guys, remember, if we come back to app, assets, and then click on style sheets and application.css, we have CSS. Technically, if we do this, that's what they're asking us to do, right? But this is a CSS file, so it's probably not going to work. And I'm going to still do it that way, but I just want you to know, regardless of what you have, just remember, you can rename this SCSS, no problem, but don't forget that here, before we change this to SCSS, we have to remember that here we have to require Bootstrap, and here, like if I was to say, like, and you have to rename this to SCSS, because there's no, you can do it like this, it's just not going to work. But before we even rename this to SCSS, I want you to know here you have to actually follow the library. Go to Nadi. You have to go to Nadi, go to source, and grab nadi.scss. Okay, nadi.css actually, because what this is saying is go to your node modules. It's saying, and that's how you grab it. You go to your node modules and find, this is important, guys, don't skip this. Find Nadi, HIJKLMN. Gosh, it's so long. Nadi. So just find Nadi, and it's saying get the nadi.scss, and here we have themes. No, not themes. Go to nadi.scss. So we can literally, so you see this nadi.s, like you can just click that. That's what it is. Okay. Now this, are you kidding me, right? You know what the best thing to do? Do Command P and type in nadi.css, and then if you click on it, it will take you right there. All right. So this here, nadi.css, okay, that has to be present in order for Nadi to work, because these are the style sheets of Nadi. Okay, and if you're going to use Nadi, you have to copy that. So right click on it and copy the relative path. Okay, now I want you to close this. You don't need that, but then that thing on the left is going to disappear. That's okay. Now what I want you to do is just paste it here on top, just to have a look. Okay, it's saying go to node modules, go to Nadi, library, nadi.css. So here all we need to do is grab, I'm going to remove node modules. You don't need to, because Rails knows it's going to take you there. So grab all this, grab all this, Command X, okay, and paste it in here. Paste it in here. Nadi, library, nadi.css. But the CSS doesn't need to be present there. So please remove CSS and just leave it as Nadi. Okay, it knows it's going to get nadi.css. Okay, so you don't need to put like the entire relative path. You just need to know that it's saying, look, import this, because the minute you say import, add import, it's saying go to node modules. Okay, that's where it's importing everything. So there's no need to do node_modules, So same with this. And this, obviously, it's, if you come back to node modules, if you come back here to node modules, you're going to notice that there's a theme folder. So if you go to Nadi and click on source, you're going to find themes, and this is actually, you're going to find themes, and you're going to find mint.scss, but we don't want mint, okay? I'm going to use sunset, or you can just use whatever you want. You can use whatever you want. You can come here and grab anything you want. Just make sure you you refer to them properly. Okay, so if I grab if I grab sunset, for example, copy sunset, and source. So obviously, again, this is the same path. Like, look, like, you go to Nadi. You don't need this infinity sign there. So Nadi source themes, and then put nest. Sorry, sunset. Remove the SCSS because this is in fact sunset here is it is an SCSS, but that's okay. You don't need to put the ending of the file. Okay, so Nadi and then SCSS and then sunset. So now that we have those two, this should work. But this is supposed to be an SCSS file, guys, an SCSS file. So I'm gonna do this the SCSS way. Although we have a CSS file, look, I think SCSS is probably better. Okay, so let's just stick to SCSS. I should have done this from the beginning. But if you remove everything on the top, and we have to remove it because it's an SCSS file, okay, we have to actually import Bootstrap. So copy Bootstrap here, and Bootstrap is imported from node modules. It's the same way. Do at import, okay, and it's the same way. We gotta go to Bootstrap / Bootstrap. That's it, because it's in Bootstrap. Okay, that's all you have to do. No, it's not actually. Bootstrap is inside Command P. Hit Command TP, type in bootstrap, bootstrap.scss. That's just a new bootstrap. Okay, I guess not. So come back to node modules, find Bootstrap. Find Bootstrap. I'm just showing you guys here so you guys don't forget this. So you guys always remember where to find Bootstrap. Bootstrap is going to be inside the SCSS file, and you will find it at the very bottom here. There you go. That's it. So you can copy the relative path. That always helps you in case you're unsure, and paste it in here. But we don't need to refer to node modules. So just from Bootstrap, just like that, Bootstrap, SCSS, Bootstrap, and without the SCSS in the end. And the reason why I have an error is because I forgot to put my semicolon, like that. And the next thing we need to add here, obviously we're switching from CSS to SCSS, is here it says required tree. So I'm actually, you know what? I am gonna tell you that by saying required tree, we are saying that, look, put all of these here. Require all of them. Require all of them. It means require all SCSS, require application.css, pages, all of that. So if we actually remove all this and we do Command S, sure, we've added Nadi, but if we come back here and we refresh this, guess what's going to happen? First of all, let's type in the Rails server, Rails S to run the server. It's actually not going to work. It's not going to work because right now all we're loading is Bootstrap, and we're loading the library, the Nadi library. And if we click sign in, it's not going to work. It's going to be like crap styles. It's going to be like styles without our theme. You see what I'm saying? That's what's happening right now. It's not working. Okay, and obviously you're thinking, oh, because you didn't rename it. Okay, let's rename it. Rename this to SCSS, and of course it's gonna load Bootstrap and everything. Save it. It's gonna load Bootstrap, but it's not gonna load our theme because we did not require the tree. We didn't add the tree. See, our theme is not working. Our theme is not loading. Okay, so we need to actually require tree. Means we need to add application.scss. No, we need to add all.scss. That comes with a theme. So at import all without putting SCSS. Don't forget the semicolon. And then we also need to do at import, because remember we're converting this to SCSS. And sb-admin-2 without the .css, just like that. Okay, so we need to add those two files, and we save it, come back over here and refresh, and you're gonna notice that it's gonna work now. There you go. So our theme is working now because we converted the application.scss. So in case you are lost or whatever, just look at this for a second. Just look at it for 1 second. That's how it is, okay? That's how it is. So rename it to application.scss and do that, okay? And depending on what theme, maybe using a different theme, just make sure you refer to those files, Bootstrap. And of course, Bootstrap is the most important one. So I'm gonna Command X this, and I'm gonna add it at the very top, okay? Just because it's the most important, all right? That's it. So, and here, I don't know why this is looking like that, but I'm gonna grab this. Okay, so save that. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to come back to installation. Let's not go off to Pluto and grab this here, window Nadi, require Nadi inside the bootstrap.js. Command C to copy, come back to Visual Studio, and let's find the JavaScript packs inside our application.js. We need to add this here. Okay, that's it. Command S to save, and now we have Nadi up and running. Okay, Nadi's up and running. It's perfect. So let's close application.js. Let's close application.scss, and let's start talking about things. Okay, so right here, whenever I'm logged in, I'm gonna type in Samantha@gmail.com, and then followed by my password, Mike123, and I log in. It's going to log me and it's going to give me a value. This value belongs to notice. We talked about this earlier in the video, and I'm logged in. So sign in successfully, right? So this sign in successfully, users edit. It doesn't matter. But this sign in successfully is a value of notice. Okay, so we come back to Visual Studio Code. I want you to I want to show you where this notice is. We put it inside the views in views. Not shared, layouts, application.html.erb. Just the way we added the nav bar here. We have 2 keys. One is notice and the other is alert. Remember, that's how Flash, it belongs to device. Okay, so device has 2 keys, notice and alert, and there's a lot of notices and there's a lot of alerts, right? So sign in successfully, or successfully change your name, blah blah blah. So we need to grab this here and we need to replace it. We don't need to replace it. We just need to grab this value, the value of the key notice, and we need to put it inside of Nadi, okay, so that it can show up. So it can show up over here. So it can show up, right, in the little pretty notifications, okay? So that's what we're gonna do now, okay? So I'm gonna create a new shared folder, okay? That's how you do it. New and a new shared file, a partial file, new file. I'm going to call it underscore because it's a partial. I'm going to call it messages.html.erb. Okay, now I'm going to come back to application and I'm going to grab all this. Okay, Command X to cut, come back to messages, and I'm going to paste it in. Now this is basically going to be, I'm going to put it here for a reason. Okay, now what we need to do, guys, is we need to literally, you need to understand that like whenever you see notice, it means sign in successfully, or whatever welcoming, awesome message that's saying like everything is done properly. It's just a notification. Okay, that's a notice. And the alert is whenever something goes wrong or you can't log in or whatever. Okay, like the password doesn't match, something like that. That's an alert, and that's what Devise uses. When we installed Devise, we added this to application.html.erb. So now what we need to do is we need to create a loop that's going to loop through all the notices and all the alerts, because we have a lot of notices and we have a lot of alerts. Okay, it's an application. We're constantly working. There's a lot of notices, lots of alerts. So we need to create a loop that's going to say, look, I want you to loop through every single notice and every single alert and show it. Okay, so let's just start first with a loop. Okay, let's do an each loop. Okay, so if we do an each loop, we type in each, each and each loop, hit the tab key. So we want Flash. First of all, this is Flash. Okay, so Flash, for each Flash message, okay, for each Flash message, get me the key and value, because there's always, for all Flash messages, there's always a key and value. It's a notice and the value is signed in successfully. It's an alert and the key is the alert and the value is can't log in, the password is wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna put K, comma, and V, key and value. So for each flash message, get me the key and value. And then what we want to do is we want to create a variable. And inside that variable, we want to take the key. This is just specifically for the key. It's not for the value. This is just for the key. Because why? Because Nadi doesn't use alert. Nadi, if you use alert in Nadi, it's going to be a yellow alert. It's going to be like a yellow color. Like if you come back here to themes and you come here, it's going to be like this. Okay, Nadi doesn't use. In order for it to be read, you have to tell Nadi it's an error. Okay, so that's why we need to do this. This is so important. Okay, so I'm gonna add some. I'm gonna add a variable. I'm gonna call the variable x. Okay, variable x equals to k because we have k here. Okay, we're grabbing. We're iterating. We're looping through all the keys, and I want you to get the key, and I want you to turn it and replace it. I want you to replace it. No, substitute it. So let's just do it one step at a time, okay? Substitute alert, okay, because that's what Flash is. Flash shows alert. And I want you to substitute it with error, okay, with error. Why? Because Nadi uses error. Nadi probably uses alert, but it's going to be yellow. So error. Substitute with error. And I want you to grab also notice. And then open and close bracket. Okay, I want you to also grab notice. So that's going to be notice. And substitute it with success. Because the green, beautiful, successful messages in notice, that is called success. Okay? Substitute it with success. I can spell success correctly. All right, but there's one more problem here. The problem is, first of all, we're not substituting anything right now. This is all we're doing is we're just adding these things. We're not so we do need to substitute. And in order to substitute it, guys, we need to convert them into a string first. We need to take those keys and convert them into strings, okay? Because Nadi, the JavaScript of Nadi, if you notice here, the JavaScript of Nadi uses strings, okay? So we need to convert that into strings. So we need to take the k to _s, okay? So take the value to string, and then we also, on top of that, we need to substitute, okay? So .g sub. So substitute alert with error, and then substitute notice with success. And this part is not going to work right now because we didn't put g sub. .g sub, okay? Just like that. And I wonder if we need to put no, because take the k to a string. First, it's only one key. I mean, it's not one. It's many keys, but yeah, but in this case, it's only one key for us, really, that we're substituting, that we're changing to a string. But then we need to substitute alert with error and notice with success. Okay, that's all we do. So that's a good start. But then we need to add Nadi's work. Okay, and Nadi's work in the installation. It says, it's so cold. Come to themes. It's saying, right. So let's themes, types, and layouts. Okay, there you go. So here we have custom containers. Okay, let's grab this. Okay, we're gonna grab all this because that's what Nadi wants you to do. Okay, that's what Nadi. And in case you're wondering, like, how did you know? Well, I mean, it's from here. It tells you right here, usage and creating a notification. You can even click on that like that, and you'll see like different things. You can there. That's what it is. This part, and it's the same thing I copied. It's just I copied more information. So come back to Visual Studio Code and paste it right in. Paste it right in, but there's a problem, and the problem is that we didn't do script. This is JavaScript. So let's just put the script on top to wrap everything here inside the JavaScript, okay? Script, hit the enter key, and let's grab the closing tag of the script and paste it in the bottom, and right, just like that, okay? Let's make it look a little prettier, okay? Don't fail me now. There we go, like that. So here, this also needs to look a little prettier. Hit the tab key. So this type is success. Now, this part here, this is extremely important because when you see success, why do you think I made it success? I made success because I had a look at this before I started this video. Okay, now remember, this here is going to be that. Okay, so that's why right inside success, we can literally put our variable, which is x. Okay, we are going to put our variable, which is x, but really x is actually our key, right? And if we didn't do this here, if we didn't do this and we just put like k, which is correct, like for example, not for example, but if we did this, okay, if we did this and we put k, which is our value, it would work, but the problem is it wouldn't show the correct thing. It would just be, first of all, Nadi doesn't even have alert. Nadi has error. Okay, so that's why we need to put x, because x is taking that k value, converting into a string, substituting alert with error, and then and so if we put x here, it's gonna, if it's an alert from Flash, it's gonna show here as error. If it's a notice from Flash, it's gonna show success here, because here the substitution is already taking place, and that's why here on the type we put x. All right, and put an equal there. All right, so put an equal there, and then the layout, we want it to be top right. And you probably think, where is this coming from? Okay, come back here and types and layouts, and just do show hide animations. No, show hide animations, themes, types and layouts. Types and layouts again, nothing is happening. Options and defaults. There, options and defaults, So we can do like, look, top right. Look, that's the layout. Top right, you can put it in the top right or the top left or the top center. So wherever you want this, like here, top right means it's going to show it here, right on the top right area. Timeout. Okay, let's grab timeout, and here we can either put false or we can put 1,000. What, this is in milliseconds? 1,000 milliseconds, 3,000 milliseconds. So 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second. Okay, each 1,000 milliseconds is a second. So 3,000 milliseconds would be 3 seconds. So if we put false, it will just show up as a sticky notification. So this is either a Boolean or an integer. So an integer, like I just explained in the milliseconds, or in the Boolean, if it's false, like true or false, we here saying false, it means make it a sticky notification. Okay. So yeah, let's come back here to Visual Studio, and let's put comma. After the comma, never forget the comma, put timeout. Oh, actually, I can just paste it in. Timeout, and I'm gonna put 3,000. 3,000, which means milliseconds, which means, and don't forget the comma after, because otherwise it's not gonna work. I do this mistake all the time. And then the text, the text is gonna be something, guys, and it's an interesting thing that it's gonna be there. It's gonna be our value. Remember here, because each Flash message, this is a fact. Each Flash message has a key and a value. So we dealt with the key already. We converted it into a variable that blah, blah, blah. And we converted it into a variable where we turn into a string and then substitute it, if it's an alert, into an error, and if it's a notice, into a success, because it's just there. There's nothing else. It's just those key and value. Okay? But here we're grabbing the key. And now this value, guys, this value, here we want to put the value. The value is signed in successfully. This is our value right here. Okay? That's our value. Now, the key basically determines the type, and the text is the value. So here we're going to do the same thing. Okay? And like that, whoops, and like this, and we're gonna put our value right there. Okay. What else? We need to add a theme. Okay, we need to add a theme. Come back here, and if you do Command F, theme. There's your theme right here. Here you can say here it's saying you can call mint. You can call whatever you want. So come back to themes. I'm just gonna click on themes. And I'm gonna use sunset. Okay, I can use sunset. I can use relax. I'm gonna copy sunset, And I'm gonna come back to Visual Studio Code, and I'm gonna put a comma, enter, and then theme sunset, like that, and save it. So one last thing though, there's a problem with this, because here, like, oh, first of all, let me just remove this because we don't need the top part. So from the script, it's saying, look, this is a JavaScript script, and it's saying take all the flash messages. For each flash message, run this. So every single time there's a flash message, it's gonna, but not all flash messages. What if the flash message is empty? So in that case, we actually have to state, because sometimes like if a flash message is empty, you're not gonna run this. You're gonna get an error because flash messages can be empty. Okay, so we have to say, if the flash message is empty, don't do anything. But if the flash message is not empty, do that, because if there is a value to be shown, then run this, right? So remember that unless in application.html.erb, we said an unless statement here to show the nav bar. Well, here it's going to be the same thing. So we have to always run this unless something is not right. So remember the example I said with Mark, always give Mark a chocolate bar unless he doesn't go to school. That's the way to remember unless. It's a good way to remember. So if I type in unless statement and just click here for autocomplete. So unless flash.empty, like that. So unless flash.empty, I'm gonna grab this, unless it's empty. So meaning that not normally, all the time, run this. Hang on, let's just make this look prettier. There. So it starts here and it ends there. And that's the script. The script, what happened with the script starts here and ends, that's wrong. Okay. And then let's grab, oh gosh. This is just about looks, but this is important to be nice and clean. There. So the script starts here. I made a mistake there. Script starts here, ends there. The loop starts here. I do this all the time. This is just a variable, Nadi, command left curly brace, like that. Okay. All right. So unless flash is empty, so basically run this all the time unless flash is empty. So command S to save it. Okay, so I have saved this file. Now I want to come back to application.html.erb, and there's something we forgot here. We need to render this file, because before we had this before. You see, we had this before. So now we need to obviously remove this and type in render, hit the tab key, and we're gonna go to shared /messages. It's a partial file. It's a partial file. So that's it. So do command S to save. And again, our JavaScript one last time, in case you guys are running into any problems, packs, application.js. This is how our JavaScript looks like. And I'm going to close application.js, and I want you to come back to assets one last time. I want to review everything. Assets, style sheets, application.scss. And look, we changed it to SCSS from CSS, and we imported Bootstrap. We imported all. We imported SBadmin. This is our stuff. It's the required tree. Okay, require Bootstrap and require tree when it was CSS before it, but now it's SCSS. So this Nadi library, Nadi, okay, that's important because here we're importing it from node modules, and here we're importing the theme. So in messages.html.erb, if you change this theme to something else, please don't forget. If you change this to mint, don't forget to come back to application.scss, and instead of sunset, to type in mint, in case, okay? So this is all working, everything is good, and let's test this now. Come back over here, go to, guys, I'm running out of time, better do this quick, refresh this, and I'm gonna log out and look what's gonna happen. Boom, signed out successfully. Okay, so we got this pretty little notification in the top right corner. And if I log in now and I type in Mike, I'm going to just do a wrong email. And then I'm going to type in, or whatever. You can just do a wrong email and then type in whatever and click login. It's going to give you, that's our error. See, that's our error right here. And you click on messages, that's basically our error. Okay, because if let's say we had like, we didn't even like, let's say we did alert with alert. Okay, just for fun, alert with alert. Look what's gonna happen here. Look. I'm gonna log in. I'm gonna do whatever. Okay, and I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna click login. Look what's gonna happen. Invalid email or password. Guess what? It didn't work because Nadi doesn't know what alert is. Nadi only knows error. So that's why we have to substitute. Oh, what happened there? That's why we have to substitute alert with error. Okay, and Nadi doesn't understand notice. Okay, that's why we have to substitute alert there. And if Nadi sees alert, Nadi's gonna say whatever. It's gonna just use the default color. Okay, so we need to do this. So we need to do this, and we click login, and look, invalid email or password. That's error. Okay, so next thing we need to do. Okay, now let's just log in properly. I'm gonna put Samantha@gmail.com. I'm gonna put Mike123, my correct password. Log in. Now I'm gonna get a beautiful, pretty notification in green. Okay, and I'm gonna click on edit profile, and there's one last thing we haven't done yet. Remember the device messages, the error messages for device? These are different, okay? These are different, they're a little different. So I'm gonna try to change my name back to Mike, okay, without adding a password, and look what I'm gonna do. Without adding, so one error prohibited this user from being saved. Current password can't be blank. So what does that tell you? That tells you that this is also a value, okay? And this stuff here is inside our views, guys. It's inside our device views. So let's come back to device views and find out what's happening. So if we go to device and we click on registrations, edit.html.erb, because that's our profile edit, you're gonna notice here somewhere, it says render device shared error messages. This is inside the device folder, the shared folder, there's an error messages. So if we came back to shared, you see, this is device folder. In the shared folder, there's an error messages. Let's open error messages. Okay, so error messages, now that's pretty much very similar to what we did. It's very similar to what we did, okay? And we don't really have to like do much here, but it's quite self-explanatory. It's saying like if resources any. This is like saying if there's any error messages, right? If resource errors any. So if there's no errors, don't do anything. But if there is any, okay, it's saying run this div with an ID errors explanation. This is just an ID, guys, huh? And then here it's just this is that first thing, the error prohibited, and then underneath put in this list item and type in that message there, which is actually the value. This is the key. Okay, so message, so resource error full messages dot each do message. Okay, now so they made the message. So this is actually full underscore messages. That's what it is. It's the full underscore messages. So what we need to do is create a script, and inside that script we're gonna add. This is the important thing right here. That is so important. This right here. That's the most important thing in here. Everything else is not so important. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave this as is right here, but I'm gonna come back underneath. I'm gonna type in script. Okay, and inside that script, actually, you know what? What I kind of dislike about this is that I can't do autocomplete inside script tags. So I'm gonna leave the script alone. I'm gonna put it in the end. Okay. No, actually, no, we can do script. Okay, so just do script. Okay, script, and inside the script, we're gonna pretty much do exactly what we did with messages.html.erb. So I'm gonna grab this. Okay, I'm gonna grab that, copy, come back to error messages, paste it in. And the minute you paste it, it looks terrible. So command left curly brace, guys, it's so important. You see this? ends here. Okay, so again, in regards to the type has to be an error. So let's just, obviously this X doesn't exist in this file, okay? So we have to get that error, okay? So we have to get the errors, okay? We have to get the errors. And so we have to get the error, and we gotta get the message. The message we already have here, okay? We have the error, let's see. This is a do. Okay, let's grab that, copy that, come back to the script, paste it in, just make it look pretty again. Okay, so here it's saying, we're saying here resource errors do message. Okay, we have to do a message here. So it's saying for resources errors dot full message for each full message, okay, get me the message. So it's like getting, like, that's how we got K and V earlier, okay, in messages.html.erb. And here it's saying show the message in the list item, which is basically show this. Show current password can't be blank. That's what it's saying. That's the value, okay? So for us here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this Nadi, okay, Command X, and we're gonna replace it. We're gonna replace it with this, okay? We're gonna replace it with that. Okay, we're gonna delete that and paste it in. Gosh, if I could just, like, you know, find a way to do this autocomplete paste to be correct. But anyway, so we're gonna grab this message, copy that. So remember, this is a loop. Okay, this is a loop. It starts here, it ends there, and inside the loop, we're saying for each message, grab that message and paste it in here. So here we're gonna do the same thing, like that. Oh gosh, what have I done? See the autocomplete thing? That's what happens when you do autocomplete. Sometimes it can work against you. Okay, so we do the type. Actually, no. Sorry, this will be error. Let me just cut this. I'm sorry. Command X. This will be inside the text. Okay, in the text, guys, because that's the text. That's the value. Remember, that's the value. Now the type is an error. Okay, the type is going to be an error, and yeah, the type is going to be an error. So ERROR, error. But that also needs to be encapsulated in Ruby. All right, so let's do it again. Such a joke. Sorry about that. What's wrong with me? That sunshine is blasting right in my face. Error. Okay, so type is error. Okay, layout top right, timeout 3000. That's correct. The type is error. Okay. So errors, and we gotta show error. Okay, so I just want you to remember that this error, I'm not getting it from here. Okay, there's no way I'm getting this from here. No way. Like, this error here is basically just an error. It's just a type. Okay, so again, I don't know why I'm in automation mode and my brain is about to burst from the sun. That's flashing in my face, and I shouldn't even do this. I'm so sorry, people. I'm so sorry. Okay, this is just an error, so it's nothing to do with Ruby, nothing to do with any of this, because error is just an error for Nadi. Okay, it's like here. When we come here, this is a type. It's an error. Okay, it's just an error. So it's not to do with Ruby, because that's just, look, if we put, like, if I was to put here, like, success, it would just be green. So we have to type in error, because anything in this messages here is an error. everything, error underscore messages, everything is an error. There's no option here. It's just one. It's not key value. Sorry, it's all values. The key is error messages. That's it. Okay. And here we're just getting the value. That's what we're looping. We're looping through values. So let's remove all this on the top and just leave the script that we just made. Oh, wow. Maybe I've made this more complicated, but I hope I explained everything. So the only thing that we need to encapsulate in Ruby is here, messages. Message, not messages, message. Okay, so on the theme, everything is perfect. Command S to save, okay? And we don't need to put any partials. This has already been made by Ruby, okay? By device, sorry. Come back to Chrome and let us do, again, let's call this Larry for funny things, and update file. Ha ha ha. See, it works perfectly. Current password can't be blank. And that's what we're gonna do. So if we type in the password now and say like, let's just change this back to Mike. Okay, and we type in current password is Mike123 and update. There you go. There you go. See, your account has been successfully updated to mike@gmail.com. Perfect. I'm gonna go grab a coffee right now, and I want to say thank you so much, guys, for following my tutorial. I really couldn't do this without you guys. Like, you guys are my inspiration. You guys mean so much to me that you're following and you're watching these videos. And please, 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 I'm gonna be making my repository public. Okay, this here, I'm gonna make this public. And as you can see here, I have 2 branches. I got the if this will ever load. And actually, I should be pushing this. I'm going to push this Control-C and type in Git Status. If I do a Git Status, guess what's going to happen? It's going to say, look, there's all these files that you've modified, and then you've also added these files, which is on messages.html.erb and application.css. It calls it that you added it because I renamed it. Okay, when you rename a file, it always calls it as a new file. So let's do a git add space period. Okay, and once you do this, if you do a git status again, git status and hit enter, now everything is in green because everything's been added and it's ready for the commit. Do a git commit-m followed by the message, 2 double quotes. In the middle, say completed notifications with Noty JS library, and change and change to SCSS. Change to SCSS for our style. So much stuff. Sheet, and then I'm gonna do part 9. Okay, I'm gonna do like this. Now I've made the commit, and now I need to push it. Git push. There we go. Now if I come back, it's gonna show that this is the new I pushed it to new master. That's the commit number 986. Okay, now come back to Chrome and development. Oh boy. Development at theaworld.com, log in. So now you're gonna notice that I don't know why. I hope this video is not that long. I don't know how I would make them shorter without skipping steps. So here we go. So we are in pet adoption, all branches. I'm gonna click on new master because the new master branch is the most important one. So there we go. We completed notifications with Nadi, and this is this part. And you can pretty much click on this commit. And I want to make this public. So I'm going to make this public so you guys can pull from it. I'm going to show you how to pull, but it's just a little too early in the parts. I hope that you guys follow this and don't have any errors. If you have any errors, please talk about it on my channel, on the comments. I promise I'm going to answer. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys in part 10, where we are going to add fields to the user so that we can create an account with a username as well, because it's kind of pointless to just use an email. We have to add username. So in the next tutorial, we're going to work on the user. So when we click here, edit profile, we're going to need when we edit profile, we're going to need We're going to need to add full name, organization, about, all that stuff. Okay. So see you guys in part 10. Thanks. Bye.